Hello everybody. I hope this finds you well. Interesting weekend I had. Yes, I'm still smoking, but I've cut back quite a bit. I'm down to half a pack a day. Still don't want to quit yet. It's more of a money thing than it is anything else. I've been smoking since I was 15 and my lungs are still clear. So let's get on with what I was wanting to talk about. Got my results from my air and water tests from the other day after the chem spraying. No surprises. Most of you that have studied this know what's in most of them. Aluminum sulfate, barium, and trace metals. But it's not so much what it's made of as what it is that bothers me. Now I would show you the lab results, but they did not want me to mention their names, so I won't mention it. But any of you interested in it, you should look up nanite technology, nanobots, Morgellons, and I want y'all also to know, I've had some people say, well, aluminum is natural in our soil, it doesn't cause any problems. You really need to do your research if you're going to say something like that. Aluminum has been linked to Alzheimer's and other brain disorders. It is not found naturally occurring in our soil or in our air. It comes from a mineral called bauxite, which is mined from the ground, and while it's in that state is inert and is in a rock. It's not spread out in our soil as it is now, thanks to years of chemical spraying. They're spraying us with critters, people. Man-made genetic critters. They're playing God. Purposes behind this are sinister, and they will not tell you the truth about it. I noticed the other day that UN put a moratorium on geoengineering, yet the chemtrails continue to be sprayed. Either it's because the UN has no teeth and they know it, or they're lying out their ass, since it's an international operation to begin with. It seems to be targeting the first and second world countries more than the third world countries. Then third world countries have their own problems inherent with being a third world country. Now, I've been studying the chemtrail situation. There are several forms of chemtrails, several different types and reasons for them. See if I can remember them. I don't have it wrote down here. See if I can remember them. First, you have cloud seeding. Cloud seeding's been around since there have been airplanes. They used to drop different chemicals into clouds to get it to rain, to varying degrees of success. There's also something I found out about this. There are no laws or regulations saying what can and cannot be sprayed from an airplane. But if you ask me, poisoning is poisoning. And that right there should be enough of a law. Now there's another kind of chemical trail left behind by big jets, and it has nothing to do with geoengineering or actually chemtrails for that matter. It's the type of fuel which is in the jets. Depends upon what airport they're being launched from. Now this fuel is a corn derivative fuel, and it does leave a residue trail behind the jet. This is most noticeable in that the trail will stay in a line, maybe a broken line, as it hits different temperatures or amounts of moisture in the atmosphere at different points. It's often a broken line, and it will spread out slightly and then slowly fade away in time, leaving maybe small little clumpy clouds that don't do anything. Those are mostly harmless. It's vegetable oil, people. Don't worry about those. The more sinister forms of chemtrail spraying, one is to, as their explanation, to block the sun rays to stop and fight global warming. This would be an outright lie perpetrated by those doing it. For one thing, the clouds are transparent, most of them, and have a white color to them. This means they're reflecting light back to the earth. In other words, the light's coming through, bouncing off the earth, coming up, hitting the cloud, and bouncing back down and being kept in here. This is actually causing the earth to get warmer. And I think the main reason behind that is they want the earth to get warmer. One, that they can declare man is causing the earth to get warmer and make a carbon tax, which we all know has been false and been shown to be a lie. The other reason would be to melt the North Pole ice caps. And why would anyone want to melt the ice caps on the North Pole? Could it have something to do with the agreement Russia and Canada and Europe have made recently about oil rights in the Arctic? Kind of hard to drill on ice. The ones in Alaska have to be on ground. They dig down into the permafrost, in fact, for a stable bedding. You can't set that kind of weight on ice without fear of cracks. The vibrations from the oil rig are quite tremendous. If you've ever been on an oil rig, even several hundred feet of ice could crack under such a thing. But offshore drilling has been shown to work, and it's not as deep as what they're going in the Gulf. So it would be profitable to do so. That's my hypothesis on this. I have no facts to base it on because I don't know personally the people behind it, nor have I talked to them, or have I seen any of their communications. This is just a hypothesis. The ones that turn into storms, the ones that cover the sky and become dark, those are a different breed altogether, and a more dangerous kind. Those are the ones that have to do with HAARP. You can also see how they'll find ways using the HAARP instrument. They can actually control the weather and create storms on their own. All they need is the catalyst, and that's what the chemtrails provide. You can see which kind of storms these are by looking at the clouds closely. When it's hit with the beam charge, it lines up with the magnetic lines in the atmosphere. Often makes interesting patterns. These are also the ones that seem to rain down on us with crap. Some with fluffy crap. Some is just fine particulate matter. And some are like what I had that one day. They're trying to genetically alter the earth. They're trying to genetically alter humans as well as the animals and plants around them. I suspect organizations such as Monsanto have a great deal invested in this. After all, the only food that will grow is what they produce, then we'll be stuck with it. Problem is, they're killing off the environment doing it. Now, as for altering humans and animals, what do these nanites do to us? What are they doing in our bodies? What's the program in these little synthetic organisms they made? Like the ones they dumped in the Gulf, they had a program to eat carbon oil based derivatives. They do a good job of eating oil. They also do a good job eating flesh. I don't know, maybe you should look up the blue flu or Gulf of Mexico syndrome. Don't go swimming in the Gulf, people, until the synthetic nanites have done their job and die. That's in their programming too, from my understanding. So they don't have a long life, but they can reproduce and do quite well in the right circumstances, much like yeast. Now, what are the nanites they're spraying us doing to us? That is something I'm not equipped to answer. I do not have a lab at my disposal. I'm not a scientist, though I do study science. I like science. This is a Frankenstein's monster, and they've released it on the earth. No telling what harm is going to come from it. Remember the Tuskegee Airmen? Remember the LSD tests done on an entire city in the United States? Remember what they did in Haiti with the syphilis? And ask yourself, what are they doing to us? God help us all. I don't want to be an alarmist, but this is alarming. Have a good day, everybody. Peace, love, and understanding be with you all.